You ever feel like your tech company is just running on a hamster wheel? You're putting in all the work, everyone's busy, but you're not actually moving forward? Well, today we're going to get off that wheel. We're going to look at a real roadmap for scaling your business and finally leaving that survival stage behind for good.
All right, let's just dive right in. Every single ambitious B2B tech company wants to grow, right? But the path, well, it's rarely a straight line. So what are these common hurdles that can stop even the most promising businesses dead in their tracks?
So does this sound familiar? You've got an amazing product, a super talented team, but your growth has just flatlined. You're pushing, you're grinding, but that momentum you know you should have, it just isn't building. It's a really frustrating place to be, and trust me, it's incredibly common.
And here it is. This is the heart of the problem. It's this constant tug-of-war, isn't it? You absolutely have to hit this quarter's numbers, but you also need to be building a brand and a strategy that's going to sustain you for the next 5 years. Trying to juggle both at once is so difficult, and it's usually where growth just grinds to a halt.
But what if you had an expert guide for this journey? Someone who's already navigated this exact terrain, who knows the pitfalls, and can give you a clear path forward, helping you balance that long-term vision with those short-term needs.
So, let's meet that guide. SUNMICO. They're a marketing consultancy built specifically for this challenge. And their whole focus isn't just giving advice from the sidelines. It's about providing both the high-level strategy and the actual hands-on support to make growth happen.
And the experience behind SUNMICO is, well, it's seriously impressive. It's led by Mimmis Cleeren, who has spent more than 2 decades in the trenches of B2B marketing with some of the biggest names in tech. We're talking Ericsson, Nokia, Capgemini. That's a deep, deep understanding of what it takes to win on a global scale.
But this isn't just about big company experience. Check out this quote. This is from the chief commercial officer at Play, and it shows the other side of the coin. The ability to jump into that fast-paced, sometimes chaotic startup world and just deliver results fast. That's a rare combination.
So with that kind of expertise, what does the path forward actually look like? Because a good guide doesn't just point the way. They give you a map, a clear, structured framework to get you from where you are to where you want to be.
And here is that map. It's the crawl, walk, run framework. And it's so powerful because it just makes sense. You start with crawl. You build a rock-solid foundation with your brand, your strategy. Then you walk. You start executing campaigns, measuring what works, learning from the data. And finally, you run. You scale up, you automate, and you build that deep, lasting customer loyalty. It's a logical journey to marketing maturity.
Okay, a framework is great, but talk is cheap, right? What about results? Let's look at how this whole transformation has actually played out for real tech companies in the real world.
Okay, first up, Sivers Semiconductors. Now, this was a company getting ready for a massive transformation. They were about to list on the NASDAQ stock exchange. Talk about a high-stakes moment where your brand and how the market sees you is absolutely critical.
So, the challenge was huge. How do you take a company known for its deep engineering talent and get it ready for the Wall Street spotlight? SUNMICO's answer was a total overhaul, a full rebrand, a new website, and a strategic campaign that literally doubled their media coverage in just 1 year. They didn't just change the logo, they changed the entire conversation around the company.
And check this out, a 250% increase in LinkedIn followers in just over a year. Now, that's not some vanity metric. That's a real, tangible sign of growing brand awareness and trust with exactly the right audience right when they needed it the most. And this quote from the group CEO really seals the deal. He calls the work fundamental. Think about that. When the leader of the entire company says that the marketing groundwork was essential to their success, you know it made a massive impact.
Okay, now for a totally different kind of challenge. Let's look at Play, a tech startup in the gaming space. For them, it wasn't just about strategy. It was about incredible speed and agility during a really critical pivot for their business.
Just look at this transformation. The company was in the middle of changing its entire go-to-market approach, which, as you know, is a massive undertaking. SUNMICO came in and delivered a complete brand revamp and a successful launch of that new strategy in just 4 months. 4 months! That is moving at the speed of a startup.
And the results? They were immediate, and they were huge. This wasn't just a new look. This was about real business outcomes. We're talking record lead flow coming in and a much stronger presence and recognition at huge industry events. That is what sharp execution looks like.
And this quote from another client, Cleera, just perfectly captures that spirit, a get-it-done mentality.
It shows the ability to not just draw up a plan, but to actually roll up your sleeves, build the processes, get the tools in place, and make it happen. For a team that needs to scale, that is absolutely priceless.
So, what's the common thread here? What ties all of this together? When we talk about a true partner for your growth journey, what does that really mean? Well, it boils down to a few key things.
So, what is the secret sauce? It's this incredibly rare combination, right? It's having the deep wisdom of a veteran, but the relentless hustle of a startup. It's being obsessed with tangible results, not just fancy reports. It's understanding that in the tech world, speed is everything. And maybe most importantly, it's about being that bridge, the one who can translate brilliant tech into a story that gets everyone, from the engineers to the investors, completely fired up.
And really, that's the big takeaway. Growth stalls in that gap between having a great idea and actually making it a reality. A partner like SUNMICO is built from the ground up to bridge that exact gap, turning ambitious strategies into real, measurable transformation.
So here's the question you got to ask yourself. Is your company on a treadmill, or is it on a rocket ship? Are you just busy, or are you truly building something that's going to last? The journey to real growth starts with that first step. So, are you ready to take it?